blitzing.
Oh. Got lucky.
Oh.
Got real lucky. Okay. If you're just now joining us, we are in second half action. The Bulldogs started this second half receiving the ball at about their own 40. It's been a little here and a little there as we are at the Tigers' 42-yard line. Picked up one first down. The last two gains have been for naught, so it is 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Tiger 42. Charbonneau flushed out of the pocket to his right, looking downfield. Got a man, makes a catch. Nice grab. I believe that's number 9. Nope, that's number 11, Trace Thornton.
Good job, Trace.
Tiptoeing at the sidelines to make the grab to the 28-yard line. A gain of 14 on the play. John, that was a great grab by Trace Thornton on the sidelines.
It was. Charbonneau, pressure was put on from him. He was able to scramble out to the right and buy some more time. Allowed Trace Thornton to get open on the sidelines, and he put the ball on the money.
1st and 10 Bulldogs from the 28. Here is Swanson on the end around trying to get the corner, and the Tiger pursuit turned him back inside for a gain of, well, he gets back to about the line of scrimmage and no more.
Yeah, they did a good job of stretch aiming where he would not break it to the outside and go down the sidelines. And as a defense, that's what you're designed to do, is stretch it out. Use the sidelines as a 12th man.
And that end around, as the games have gone on, we've gone to it less and less. And that might have been the first time we've called Swanson's name on that.
Nice.
Here's Trenton Edward out of the backfield.
Get
down the sideline.
Yes.
Touchdown, Bulldogs. Number 16, Trenton Edward. And all of a sudden, John, I mean, it was like they forgot all about him, and he's wide open and jets down the side for the touchdown.
Yeah, I'm afraid they blew the coverage there because they didn't have anybody on him. And then it was a race to the end zone as we get to the end zone for Trenton Edwards, 6 for the Bulldogs.
8:42 left in the third quarter. This was the opening drive for the Bulldogs as Logan Bloxham sets up at the 10-yard line for an extra point attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. Wagner Bulldogs 14, Tuttle Tigers 0, 8:42 left in this third quarter. And John, I'm going to update our page on Facebook of the score. We may not be winning the live stream war, but we're winning the most important.
We're winning
war.
The game on the field. Yeah, it's 14-0. So impressive opening drive there from the Bulldogs as they march right down the field, set the tone for the second half, and get 7 on the board. So we got Bulldogs up 14-0 with 8:42 left in the third quarter. So that drive, we didn't get the big second down gains that we've normally been getting, which brought up a 3rd and long, but we were able to convert there and punch it in the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown.
So, again, John, we won't be too offended if the Bulldog fans at home switch over to the Tuttle stream, although I have had a couple of faithful text me and said that they will not perform such blasphemy as long as they had audio. So, but
we appreciate that.
As Bloxham, high kick, about the same place that he does every time, and he is cut down immediately by number 20, DJ Pierce.
Yeah, that's just like a tree falling. He cut it down at the base, and timber. 23 went straight down to the ground. So good coverage there, nice high, short kick. So that's worked really well for the Bulldogs as Tuttle will take over the ball on their own 33-yard line.
8:39 left, and I think the press box was able to figure out the situations that they had for first half So I know several were getting frustrated here at the stadium with that. Here's the inside handoff to Ronsville, I believe, to number 27, and he is able to go nowhere. And John, as weird as it sounds, or as weird as it's played out, Bulldogs with a 2-touchdown league, it doesn't quite seem like it should be.
Yeah, it's been a real close game. We've had 2 turnovers and a slew of penalties against us. So I feel real fortunate to be up 14 against one of the better teams in the state.
Absolutely, on a 2nd and 11 now for Tuttle. Quarterback.
Shield Knight.
Shield Knight is on his back. Puts him down. Number 12, Alex Shield Knight with the quarterback sack. And
smothered him.
I mean, he had somebody trying to block him, but he just busted through and got to the quarterback. Even before he set his feet, he was immediately scrambling.
Yeah, Shield Knight just climbed all up his back and just smothered him there for a sack for a loss of 8 on the play.
Back to the 25-yard line, and the quarterback from there on a 3rd and long. Here's a short handoff over the right side. Looks like it's number 4, Cale Charbonneau, cutting him down along with, I believe that's Adol and Edwards as he gets to the 27-yard line, but no more. And the Tigers with a quick 3 and out to start this second half.
Yeah, I love to see that, Jeremy. The Bulldogs come out second half. We take possession of the ball, go down and get a touchdown, and then we get a 3 and out here for the Bulldog defense.
So here's a punt away, almost blocked by the Bulldogs. Maybe even gotten a hand on it as it takes comes out of there fluttering, takes a little bit of the Tigers bounce into Bulldog territory at about the 48. And, okay, so we are back a little bit with our video, and we see some of you that logging back on. And Richard Sutherland, I see, said the stream is fine if you turn off the sound. Said that all they're doing is complaining about the refs. So maybe you sync it up. You watch the video on Tuttle and listen to FNB. I'm not sure if that'll work out for you, but anyway, here's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 48. Charbonneau hits Edwards. Edwards into Tiger territory, makes a couple of tacklers miss, and that's number 54, I believe, which is Tucker Clough, able to come off of his block on the offensive line and springs Edwards for probably another 7 or 8.
That's a good setup, but it's a backside wide receiver screen. You fake one way and then come back the opposite direction. Kind of gets the defense leaning and thinking the ball's going to the wide side of the field, and then you throw back to the short side, as we've seen time and time with Mr. Edwards getting up the sideline for a 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Big hole.
Here's Charbonneau.
Oh,
it was a big hole, closed down quickly by number 40, but number 4 for the Bulldogs to get to about the 33-yard line at a pickup of about up strong right now. Maybe I shouldn't have jinxed it, but if you want to pass the word around, we're at 100 right now, and hopefully we'll be able to maintain this throughout the rest of this ball game as the Bulldogs have a 2nd and 6. Here's Charbonneau wanting to go deep downfield. I think that's Goodland, and he's trying to make so it is Goodland.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to come back to that, but good coverage by the Tigers.
Yeah, they've got a little height advantage on Goodland there. Number 4 was able to be a tall defensive target there and keep us from catching that ball.
Michelle, I appreciate that. I'll just let everybody read what you wrote. But Michelle Appleton is a Wagner grad, logs on every week. Appreciate that. Here's Charbonneau on a 3rd and 6. Here's an underneath screen from Edwards. Edwards trying to shake a couple of tacklers, has shaken 3 down the sidelines, and he'll be short of 1st down yardage. But there were several Tigers that had a chance at him.
Yeah, they had a shot at him.
So he will be marked out. Yes, is that a flag down there?
Yeah, they do have a flag on the play. I know he delivered a couple stiff arms. as he was dancing around there trying to pick up yardage.
We're waiting for the call, and they're going to mark him out at about the 29-yard line, and maybe they picked up the flag. No, here we go. Dead ball, personal foul against the Tigers. So
maybe a little extracurricular. I didn't see any kind of face mask call, so it could have been called on possibly the coaches, the bench, sideline. Not real sure.
Edwards was about 2 yards shy of first down yardage, but the 15-yarder against the Tigers will give the ball to the Bulldogs on the 14-yard line, 1st and 10, with 5:15 left in this quick-paced third quarter. Charbonneau cut down right at the line of scrimmage. And, John, before you know it, we are over halfway through the third quarter.
Right. Well, it's a good start for the Bulldogs coming out in the second half and getting a score right off on the opening drive, and then being able to stop Tuttle on their first possession of the second half. And then here we have the ball. We had great field position. We had the ball on, I think, the 48 to start the drive, our own 48. So that's just a battle of field position, and we end up winning that, and it will benefit us.
2nd and 9. Here's Charbonneau over the right side, running hard, getting inside the 10-yard line, and first, second, third, even fourth contact, and he's still going.
Yeah, he's still going. He's such a strong runner. I mean, as a ex-football player, I love to see just the determination in his runs. I mean, he takes on all tacklers. He's not afraid of contact. Times he's looking for contact. He's looking for somebody to hit himself, and I think that's just a linebacker in him. So that's what's been so impressive from my standpoint of watching him run. It's a joy to watch.
A pickup of 4 on the play to just inside the 10. 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. Swanson in motion. Charbonneau from the quarterback looking for the left. He's got a man out in the open. Trenton Edward make the catch. And pretty good pursuit by the Tigers, as no doubt Edward was looking to score
twice.
Yeah,
he was trying to find that corner. He's about 1.5 yards short, maybe two yards short. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs.
Marla, I see you. Trace actually made a key reception earlier on this drive at the sidelines, or actually I think that was the first drive of the second half. And but we've not seen him out there since. Here's a 23-yard field goal attempt by Bloxham, and that is up and good. Logan Bloxham from 23 yards away. Wagner increases their lead 17-0 with 2:57 left in this third quarter.
So 2 Bulldog possessions there, Jeremy, and we got 10 points out of those 2. So that's a good start, great start for the second half as we, in the second round of the playoffs, taking on a repeat foe in Tuttle Tigers, adding points to the scoreboard. Light it up.
Respect of the opponents, spectators, coaches, and officials is necessary at all levels of athletics and activity programs. At today's game, everyone's behavior should be characterized by generosity and genuine concern for others. Sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility, so do the right thing. As the public announcement, courtesy of the OSSAA that sponsors the playoff series throughout all the way through the state championship. And here is Bloxham kicking it away, and here's, oh boy, that was, John, I got a little worried because it looked like that he had a pretty good lane there.
Yeah,
and
there
all
was
of a
a
sudden
lot.
Somebody came out of nowhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of green there as he accelerated. I looked down the field and I was like, "There's not anybody back there." So luckily we were able to make a stop there, and the Tuttle Tigers have pretty much started on their own 30, 35 on about every kickoff.
1st and 10 Tigers from their 36-yard line. 2:50 left in this third quarter. Quarterback rolling to his left, fires, and that is out of bounds and goes incomplete as the clock stops at 2:46.
That was good coverage in there by the Bulldogs as the quarterback rolled out to the left. Looked like we were in a cover 3. Secondary was in a cover 3. So what that means for those of you at home is that the corner has a third of the field, the safety has a third of the field, and the other corner has a third of the field. And the linebackers will usually cover the flats.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Quarterback.
Pressure. Got him.
Got him. Number 20, DJ Pierce. Between him and Shield Knight, they've been in the backfield a lot tonight.
Yeah, he's a pass rushing specialist. Mm-hmm. It's amazing because when he rushes, so I don't know if they don't see him or they're not responsible for him or not counting it off right, or he hangs back and then makes his move. I'm not real sure, but he usually comes unobstructed to the quarterback.
Pierce, Shield Knight, Adol, Davis, Steele. Steele actually coming from his linebacking position, along with Cole and Charbonneau. And then on the corners, you have Atkins and Swanson, and the safeties with Coleman as the Tigers try a running play that time. Coleman and Edwards, the safeties, and that pretty much is your defensive lineup for the Bulldogs. All of a sudden, John, whatever happened during halftime has proven to work.
Right.
Because this is the second 3-and-out for the Tigers, maybe the third 3-and-out for the Tigers of this second half.
And then once again, Jeremy, that ball on the snap was low once again, and the quarterback's having to pick it up at his ankles, and that just the timing of the play it just alters it, and things just don't go right when you can't get the snap on the money.
High punt and good field job by Swanson as he had about 3 Tigers in his face. He able to make the fair catch at the Bulldog 45. 1:16 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs 17-0. Activity programs are primarily for the student participants. The purpose of this football game is to provide positive learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth of our student athletes. This competition is being conducted according to the rules of the Oklahoma Secondary Activities Association. Players, coaches, officials, and spectators can and are expected to are in this third quarter. Again, the OSSAA sponsoring all of the playoff action. Here's Edwards trying to shake a tackler, and he's driven backwards back into Bulldog territory, but his forward progress will actually get him to near first down yardage to about the 46-yard line. John, you can pretty much, if you can get that big body out there and get him between the ball and the defender, it's almost a sure thing.
Yeah, he's just such a big, large target, and this sure does make it easier than just with his wingspan and his length. So Bulldogs have a 17-0 lead as 4s go up in the air, and Bulldog Nation happy with the performance so far, showing their appreciation for their Bulldogs. And Jeremy, we've been there before as we make this playoff run, and we just know that we just have to take care of business each and every night. Play, if you do your job and you do what's right, then you move on.
So we await the beginning of the fourth quarter. Wagner up 17-0 with a 3rd and 1 when play resumes.
And we'll be working the screen from left to right and going into the south end zone as we play the fourth quarter. And the flags are just as still as they can be. There's no movement down there, so passing game would be wide open. Running games worked well.
Pass the word around, and I believe we're back up and running, both video and audio, and appreciate those who have stayed with us through this, and so we have them continuing to log back on, and we apologize for all of the hurdles tonight, but hopefully everything is going well for you now. Here's a 3rd and 1. It'll be
Wildcat.
Edwards from the Wildcat. and he'll take it himself over the left side. He plows forward across the 45 to the 44-yard line. The initial hit, John, was right at the line of scrimmage, but at 6'6", you just fall forward.
Yep, you get that frame out there and extend the ball forward. So that's like a power formation. You got 3 blockers in the backfield along with your offensive linemen. So it's just basically we're going to run the ball, and you can try and stop us.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on the Tiger 44-yard line. Shield Knight to the bottom of your screen along with Swanson. That's him in the backfield this time for about a loss of maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're gonna key on him in certain formations. They've seen it before. They've scouted enough film on us on Wagner and seen Charbonneau run the ball with the quarterback keeper up the middle. Very rarely do I see him run to the sidelines to the boundary. It's usually between the tackles or between the guards.
Yeah. 2nd and 12 for the Bulldogs. Swanson in motion. Swanson will get the call on the jet sweep.
There we go.
Finds a little bit of a crease, and he's still on his feet across the 30 to the 26-yard line. And it was just a matter of time before Swanson actually gets. He's had a couple of rough go-arounds with it, but that time he found a little bit of a crease, and that's all he needs.
Yeah, that's been one of our go-to plays many times, but we were able to make that work. He was patient as he came around the corner and found the hole because there were defenders there, and he was just able to split them.
The ball is at the Tigers' 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. That'll be 1st and 15 as we jumped a little early, so the flags fly. It'll be a 5-yard penalty back to about the 31-yard line of 1st and 15. Clock stops at 10:08. And again, we apologize for not being able to interact with you guys out there as we normally do, and trying to keep up with. I know Morgan Dumont is out in Japan. He may still or may not be with us. May have fallen asleep by now as they're well ahead of us, or maybe he's waking up to start his day. And here is Charbonneau here looking for that screen, throws it away as the pressure put on by number 5. We haven't seen that underneath screen very often tonight, and they were looking for it there.
Yeah, they sniffed that one out. I wish our lineman would have held on to a block just another count longer. But they had pressure on Charbonneau, and it wasn't right, so he just had to throw it away and burn it down.
2nd and 15. Ball at the 31. Charbonneau from the shotgun.
Shield Knight up to nope.
Here's Charbonneau
nice
over the
blocking.
right side.
Good blocking.
He's still on his feet inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Looked like that was Edward and possibly Goodland and Shield Knight.
Yep.
All, and maybe even Swanson, all throwing blocks downfield. And Charbonneau wasn't touched till about 10 yards down, 10, 15 yards down.
Yeah, I love to see that. Football is a team sport, and you're helping your teammates out by staying hooked up downfield on your man and just lock up, stick with them. Now Charbonneau to pick up 1st down for the Bulldogs.
And they're going to have to hurry or call a timeout here as the play clock is actually down to 0, and there's that timeout called with 9:09 left in this 4th quarter. John, you have to believe that the Bulldogs are if the Bulldogs punch it in here, that might be the nail in the coffin.
Very well could be, Jeremy. They're only 14 yards out. 14 yards out, and we do want to run some clock here if we can, keep the ball on the ground. Leave Tuttle less time to score or possibly come back, but I love the shutout, 17-0 with 9:09 left in the game. As the Bulldogs talk it over on the sidelines.
It'll be a 1st and 10 when play resumes from the Tiger 14-yard line. And, yeah, the Tiger fans out there are going to need a big defensive stand here from their defense. They have created 2 turnovers, near 3 turnovers, and so if you're a Tuttle fan, you're hoping that that's going to happen. On a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, Charbonneau from the shotgun. Swanson in motion. Swanson gets a call over the right side. Another crease inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. And John, whatever happened at halftime, the Bulldogs have. This is not the same team as it was first half.
Right. So I think Coach Conant probably said it's time to bear down, boys. And are you going to be boys or are we going to be men? And we got to step up. This is the playoffs.
So David Drake is imagining that he is out there. That video is still a little bit choppy, and so he's gonna make up his own football moves. Here's Edwards from the Wildcat. He'll go over his right side, bounces to the outside, and he
may have got a first.
The 3-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
first down.
Yeah, needed to get to the 4, just got right at the 3. So it's a new set of downs for the Bulldogs. 1st and goal, and he ended up going out of bounds altogether. So
yeah, stop the clock.
Yeah, clock will not start again until the snap. So
same formation.
Edwards in the shotgun now. Edwards straight up the middle, and he gets near goal line, but he is going to be stopped short. And John, right now, as weird as it sounds, even though without Bulldogs scoring, the clock is perhaps the bigger enemy.
Right. Yeah, and wind that down. Gives Tuttle less time to take the offense. As long as the ball's in our possession, and it's really been good field position for the Bulldogs. Mm-hmm. It's allowed us to go only half the field most of the night.
2nd and goal from the 1 now. Charbonneau up under center. No, this is Bryce Steele trying to sneak his way in. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Number 32, Bryce Steele, and he's about 5'6", John, but he has got so much strength in his lower body, he was just able to push through.
Yeah, that's awesome. So short yardage there, you just got to have a good surge from the offensive line. You got to get your pads lower than the defensive pads and just keep the pile moving. I mean, it may be a slow process sometimes when you're on the goal line, but as long as everybody's moving and chugging and moving their feet, push, get in the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown.
So the extra point by Bloxham is up, and it is good. Bloxham 3 for 3 on extra points, also able to get a field goal in I believe the last possession of the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs will go up 24-0 with 7:38 left in this contest.
Yeah, kicking game's always an important part, and Bloxham tonight with 6 points himself from his own foot. So three points on the extra point, and then field goal for a total of 6. Sometimes on your team, your kicker sometimes could be the leading scorer over a span of years.
Yeah, for sure.
If your offense puts points on the boards,
yes.
and he gets the chances at extra points, and you get the ball down the red zone, may not get in the end zone, and he's able to tow it through the uprights, get 3 points for your team and 3 points for himself. Sometimes he can be one of the leading scorers over a high school career.
So the Bulldogs up 24-0 with 7:38, fresh off of his touchdown in that previous possession.
Yeah, the Bulldogs special teams have done really well tonight. So just the strategy of what's going on has worked well for us.
1st and 10 for the Tigers on their own 30-yard line. Quarterback looking to his right, makes a catch, but he comes back the wrong direction as he comes back to the middle of the field, and Atkins makes the stop, and that clock will continue to run.
Yeah, it's a high percentage pass there, just on a hitch route, about a 5-yard hitch route, and we were able to defend that well. And they picked up positive yards.
Here's a handoff over the right side. Who is that back there? Number 32 and number 20.
Yep.
Steele and Pierce. tag teaming it in the backfield, and all of a sudden the defense for the Bulldogs has absolutely taken over this second half.
Yeah, they've done a great job. Great job of, I mean, they were shutting out one of the best teams in the state.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Tuttle averages per game, points-wise, but they've got 0 tonight.
3rd and 6, quarterback looking downfield, got a man.
Ball.
That ball is up
Yes.
and is intercepted.
Yes.
Number 1, Whit Edwards, coming up with the interception after the tip ball. Number 2 kind of trying to come up with that grab and just couldn't. And as we call it, the old tip drill.
Yeah, tip drill. Tip drill. Ball. Well, let's hope the Bulldogs capitalize. Once again, Jeremy, great field to the left once again for 2 nifty little moves and picks up about 7 on the play.
To the 38 of the Tigers, a second down, 35 to the 34-yard line. Bulldogs going to pick up another first down, John. And as the clock continues to run, it just the Bulldogs, maybe with that first down right there, have sealed the Tigers' fate.
That is correct, Jeremy. I feel good about it. I'm not going to sing my James Brown song, but I feel good.
As we are nearing the 5-minute mark left in this contest, Charbonneau from the shotgun on a 1st and 10 play. Here is Tayshawn Williams over the left side. We haven't called Williams' number a whole lot tonight, but he gets the call here and picks up 1 to the 33-yard line for a 2nd and 9, and perhaps the most important part, the clock continues to run.
So important part of that play, Jeremy, is when Charbonneau puts that ball in the basket, as we say. He's reading the defense, and at times, if it's not there, he'll pull that ball out and go the opposite direction, right?
About a 2nd and 9 from the 33. 4 wide receivers, but Charbonneau will take it himself straight up the middle into the Tiger territory, and it just very rarely happens if one defender brings him down.
Yeah, it takes an army to bring Cale Charbonneau down sometimes. I mean, once again, just straight north and south running, as I've said all year. I don't get tired of saying it because it's so impressive.
Yes.
When he gets that forward momentum. I mean, he's looking for people to run over. He's looking for people to smash into, and it's quite impressive.
Homegrown right here in Wagner, Oklahoma. His dad, Miko Charbonneau, on the sidelines, and also bred right here in Wagner, Oklahoma, along with his mom, Randy. And here is Charbonneau again. This time they're going to stack him up at the line of scrimmage, but Miko, he's got family in Tennessee that has been watching faithfully throughout this, and we got a Wagner Bulldog player down on the field. That's number 75, Dax Griffin, to check on him. The clock is stopped at 3:22. As the 9 games that they won, so 326 minus 9, 317, so 317 points in 9 games. So obviously Tuttle has the offensive power, or I should say power, as Dax Griffin, good to see him walking off on his own 2 feet. But the Bulldog defense has been able to shut that offense down as we get back to the line of scrimmage for a 2nd down 9 play. Again, 3:22 left in this contest, as it's safe to say that the Bulldogs will move on to the semifinal game, and they will play as Swanson on the jet sweep, trying to get to the outside, and the Tiger pursuit eventually gets to him. But we will have the winner of Clinton and Ada. And if anybody wants to update us in the chat room of where that is going, or on our Facebook page of how that is happening right now, we will update everyone else as we will have the winner of Ada and Clinton.
So the referees continue to run the clock there.
Okay.
So that's benefit for the Bulldogs. So we take this third down snap.
That is DJ Pierce.
He's going to score.
Touchdown Bulldogs.
Yes.
Number 20, DJ Pierce with a 21-yard touchdown scamper, and had just broken the spirit of the Tigers. Pierce hasn't had a whole lot of carries tonight, but he made that one count.
I don't know if we've called his name on running the ball.
I don't believe we have tonight. Maybe
but
once or twice.
Okay. I was going to say, if we didn't, sorry about that, but one touch. If it is one touch, one touchdown. Good job, Bulldogs.
Blocks him, trying to make it 4 for 4 on extra points. Swanson with the hold. I believe it's Cole with the snap. Kick is up,
I think they got a piece of it.
and I think they did, and that will fall short as it was partially blocked. So the score will remain Wagner 30, Tuttle 0, and I'll update our Facebook page as we are nearing the end of this game.
So at half, I'm pretty sure it's 14-0 Bulldogs. So we put up 14 points in the first half. Able to come out here in the second half and hang 16 on Tuttle Tigers. So good, consistent performance by the Bulldogs. So the only thing I wish we eliminate those turnovers. We're -1 on the turnover ratio because Tuttle turned it over once. We've turned it over twice, and then we just got those penalties can still bite you. So we need to try to narrow those down as we move forward in the playoffs scenario.
David, appreciate you rolling in those scores. Blanchard up 28-14 over Salisaw, who a little bit of a shock in the football 4A world. It upset Cushing last week, so they are up 28-14. Blanchard over Salisaw as Bloxham hangs it high as he has all night long, and here's the return across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Poto up 21-18 over Newcastle. That's a 1 seed versus a 4 seed. And for us, Ada is up 21-7 over Clinton. So, David, Drake, appreciate you filing those scores in there and updating the Bulldog Nation. Well, again, we will have the winner of the Ada Clinton game.
At a site to be determined.
At a site to be determined.
And time. And date. Because that is not listed on the bracket.
Site. I meant to get at least some thoughts of where that may be. But we're not sure where that has been.
Probably depends on some of the other.
We're in the middle between us and what looks like right now anyway, Ada. They're going to try to find midway between us, but again, that is just depending on, and some of those schools might be in the playoffs as well.
All right, that's true. You got to wait and see.
So there is a lot of where that might be. Shawnee, Michelle, I see you maybe at OBU. That could possibly be, as they wrapped up their season, I believe, last weekend. So that could be somewhere. As the clock rolls to 0, Wagner 30, Tuttle 0, as the Bulldogs advance to the semifinals for the second straight season. And for however many seasons they've done it in Dale Condit's 18-year tenure here in Wagner, Oklahoma. So we will keep you updated on our Facebook page. Hopefully We'll keep it updated on if you're not a social media person, keep it updated on the school website. And hopefully that will happen as soon as we get that word. I'm sure.
Is it usually Monday?
Yeah, and maybe even possibly release it on Sunday morning.
Okay.
I've seen that happen. And I like, Michelle, I kind of like your suggestion to have it there at OBU, Shawnee.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit further for us to travel than Ada, but
right.
Not terribly long. So
we'll travel anywhere for the gold ball.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it was impressive here in the second half for sure. Mm-hmm. Even though first half, John, as weird as it was, the turnovers and the penalties and things of that nature, the Bulldogs are still up 14-0 at halftime.
Yeah, I felt really fortunate to have that lead with what happened during the game. And then to come out the second half and score on the first drive and set the tone, as we say.
Yep.
Set the tone for the game and to shut out one of the better teams in the state that probably scored about 30 points a game and to hold them to 0. We talk about goals. You have offensive goals usually before a game. You have defensive goals. And one of the defensive goals when I always played was if you can pitch a shutout, I mean, that's huge for your defense. Just to show, because I was always told that offense scores points and defense wins championships. So when you make this playoff run, you want your defense playing really solid because sometimes the offense will struggle mm-hmm. and it just doesn't click, and maybe you only put up 7 or 10 points, but if you hold the other team to 0, that's a win.
So as the Bulldogs join at midfield along with parents and fans as they've done so over
the years
after every game. We appreciate those of you who stayed with us. We know it was rough tonight. We will apply with the OSSAA again to be able to stream next week. And although we want everybody to travel to the whatever stadium that may be, if you can, we understand that you may not be able to, and so that's where Friday Night Bulldogs will be there pending approval from the OSSAA. Again, that will be next Friday, Black Friday, for all of you shoppers out there, and I believe it will still be at 7 o'clock. And of course, we're not looking past the game, but I do want to remind everyone that as I put on our page today, or actually I sent an email out to the district today, that as the Bulldogs have played all year, they've planned all year, and they have prepared all year and planned all year. If that continues to go as played, planned, and prepared, that the following Thursday will be the state championship game.
I did see that in the bracket. It's like November 30th, I want to say. So
all you Bulldog fans, make sure that you understand that. Again, we're not looking past next week's semifinal game. Yep. It looks to be against the Ada, I believe they're Cougars.
Ada Cougars, yeah.
Ada Cougars.
Yeah, traditionally a 3A powerhouse back in my time.
Okay. So
always had a really good program.
We are definitely not looking past them, but I do want to make you aware, and if you're just a high school football fan of 4A, either way, that state championship will be on Thursday. I think it's the 30th.
It's the 30th, Thursday, November 30th at 7 o'clock. And usually they're held on a Saturday. But,
mm-hmm. So it'll be Thursday, and that will be in Edmond at the College of UCO, which bonus for me is where my daughter is attending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both had kids there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I had one for a year there. And you had a couple, right?
So we will look forward to that. Again, we'll keep you updated as much as we can. I'll probably go home tonight and go ahead and send our paperwork in to be able to stream next week. And I don't see any hurdles in getting permission for that, but we will make it official as soon as we know. And then hopefully, as right now, we're showing excellent connection now that the game is over. So
freed up some broadband space.
So we will be, as long as we get the go ahead, we will be next week, next Friday, and we'll get you that information as soon as we can. So we are going to call it a night. Wagner Bulldogs prevail, dominate actually, especially in the second half, 30-0 over the Tuttle Tigers. We wish the Tuttle Tigers well as they go home, a long travel home, and no doubt will want to avenge this loss, as somebody has made mention in the comments, want to avenge this loss on the wrestling match. So we will see, possibly, as that has happened the last several years, Wagner Tuttle in the state dual championships, and we may see that again around the January area. So that's going to do it for us. Garrett Haddock behind the camera and computer, and John Page right beside me. This is Jeremy Holmes saying good night and God bless America.